Tonight's broadcast is about to begin. Thank you for joining us on Cedar Creek Media.
This is J.D. Bird. You are listening to Mabank Sports here on Cedar Creek Media.
It's showtime!
And hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Mabank Athletics right here on the Mabank Athletics YouTube page. As always, we are Cedar Creek Media, and I'm Taylor Honey.
And I'm J.D. Bird.
And we are happy to be here. We are in Van tonight, and we have got ourselves a good matchup, another district matchup coming up here for your Mabank Panthers. And these Van Vandals, they're definitely a good team, but as you saw last Friday, this Mabank team is just as capable of winning any game. I mean, they pulled out a big one over Lindale and had a really, really good showing over Lindale, and that's another one of the top flight programs in the area. So obviously your Mabank Panthers got a little steam behind them, so they're going to try and make it 2 in a row, again, taking on the Vandals here tonight. And, of course, when you are the away team, you bat first. So leading off for the Panthers is going to be Gunnar McGilvra. I still always have to double take whenever I say it. I always want to say everybody's name right, so I don't want to just rush through it. But I'm telling you, by the end of the year, we'll definitely be saying that name quickly and concisely, simply because he is a man that makes quite a few plays for your Panthers. On the mound is Landon Smith. First pitch from him is going to be high, and we are officially underway. 1-0 count. Smith going to fire in. Got a big hack there from Gunnar. No contact made. Evens the count up. 1 apiece. Next pitch, another big cut. Looked like that one had a little bit of extra life to it. And we do have a baseball savant and Rick Ratley hanging out here with us today, so probably have a little bit more in-depth because I can tell you Rick can read pitches out of a hand a lot better than I can. 2-2 on the way, going to be a little low. By the way, his prognosis on that breaking pitch earlier was a slider, so full count now. Gunnar going to take one high, and he'll be on base, so nobody on. Man occupying first, and that will bring up another Ratley, the younger one, Matthew, of course, the catcher for this team. Real good one at that. So lefty hitter now, ready. It's going to be the first time Smith is working against the lefty tonight. Let's see how Rat responds. Hacks at the first one, just a little off, but got a piece of it. So it obviously seems that the speed of Smith is not going to be an issue for Mr. Ratley. We'll set up the defense for Van here shortly. We're waiting on this 0-1 pitch. Going to actually check back over first. McGilvray able to get back in, safe. Now we await it again here. Still 0-1 on Ratley. Got significant wind out here in Van, so you're going to hear it through the headset tonight, but you're also probably going to see the effects on the field as Ratley drops down a good bunt. Really got pretty close to beating it out, but play is made by the pitcher Smith over to the first baseman, Andrew Flotter. These are going to be familiar names that you have heard if you have been around the Mabank Athletics YouTube channel. Of course, a couple of big battles with these guys on the basketball court. One of the guys that helped move them along was that first baseman, Andrew Flotter. 3-hole hitter up now. It's Maddox McCrossan, sophomore, looking to move the man on second. Still just the one out here in the top of the first. First pitch is going to be a little outside. Or actually, they're going to say it catches the outside corner. I apologize. So 0-1. Smith taking a little extra time to decide what he wants to throw here. working in battery with Wyatt Dale. That pitch going to end up in the dirt. Dale does a good job of corralling it. Keeps McGilvra innocently over on second base. So 1-1 now. And they're going to say gets that outside edge again. So McCrossan now down 1-2. Of course, McCrossan is the shortstop of this team. Got a flashy glove out there. So waits the 1-2. That one's going to be well outside. And again, a good job here by Dale. Able to keep it in front of him. Evens things up, 2-2. Smith comes set. The delivery, that one's going to be low and outside. We'll even things, or excuse me, load things up here. 3-2, so 2 of the 3 batters have seen this count. Payoff pitch coming. That one's going to be a little outside as well. So McCrossan will be the second free pass allowed.
Hey, ground ball, don't play. Let's go home.
Yeah, really nice patience there by McCrossan to let that count fill up on him, and then the keen eye to let that last one go, be able to get himself on base.
Yes, sir, and that will bring up the 4-hole hitter. Again, it's a name that it's definitely know in Quade Green, but I feel like you're going to hear it a whole lot more. Kid is going to be a big part of the Mabank Athletics program for the next few years. As he climbs in and already, again, hitting in the cleanup spot here. So, man on first and second, 1 out. Green waiting on the first pitch. Going to be low and outside for a ball. But I know we're here on the baseball diamond, but I am excited to see what ends up happening with Green out on the football field. Kid's got a lot of potential. Just needs to be maybe put in the right spots. See if we can get him that. Next pitch going to be just off the plate. So Green now ahead in the count, 2-0. And it looks like Vandal's going to take a second, talk things through. Again, a lot of wind here tonight, so not sure exactly how that is affecting Smith. As it is blowing, he's been throwing consistently low and outside, so the wind, as it looks like, would actually be pushing the opposite way. But sometimes you just kind of get that mental thing in your head, you know what I mean, where the wind's kind of blowing hard. You feel like you got to compensate a little bit for it, but I think that's exactly what the coaching staff is out there saying right now. Like, hey, man, just throw strikes. It's going to be pretty normal. You throw that ball pretty dadgum hard there. So I don't think that wind's going to affect it way too much over the, 60 feet that it is. So umpire comes out and breaks things up. Smith with a fresh bit of coaching in the back of the noggin. All right, so again, Green going to climb back into the batter's box here. Smith going to come set. 2-0 pitch. Going to catch the outside corner there for a strike. I think that's where he's been trying to put it all night and just finding the spot that time. Makes it now a 2-1 count. Smith sets, checks back, and now going to be a bunt. Flies and ends up going foul there for Green, so we'll even things up at 2-2. Gunner and Maddox going to have to go back to their respective bases here. And And time going to be called. I think that was Green asking for the time. You got it?
Yes, it was. Wanted to play a little bit of mind game there, I think.
Smith again checks back at second, delivers. That one going to be just a little off the plate. We'll fill things back up here, 3-2. Smith again coming set. And it's going to be a free pass there for Green. So 3 walks have loaded up the bases for your Panthers. We'll send up Big Ty Perkins, one of the seniors on this team. Looks like Perk's playing first base tonight as well, hitting in that 5-hole. So bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch here to Perkins, going to be high for a ball. Of course, Ty rounding into form here. He played with his Mabank Panther basketball team, had a fantastic year. Unfortunately, things ended a little bit early for him this year, but regardless, was a lot of fun to watch out on the basketball court. And he is going to take that one. It's called a strike. 1-1 count now. Getting 1 out, no score here in the top of the first. Only out so far for the Panthers came off the sacrifice bunt from Matt Ratley. Since then, a couple of walks, and now going to be a bunt for Perkins. Going to get all the way down to first, and Perk going to beat it out.
Able to run it out.
So how about that? A little squeeze bunt for Ty Perkins results in the first run of the game, and that was just about perfect execution as McGilvra comes all the way around and scores the run, breaks things open, 1-0 Mabank, still only 1 out. And now coming up to the plate, second baseman, Cam Van Horn. Cam, as we've said before, multi-sport athlete, ended up shooting a 71 in his last golf outing during the regional warm-up. I mean, my goodness. That's what I was telling Mr. Van Horn before. Is the first pitch to Cam going to be called a strike. You know, I'm lucky if I go 1 under 100. He was able to actually break 1 under par there. So obviously he's pretty good at the stick swinging sports.
Yes, sir.
0-1 here. Smith going to check back to second. Still got the full ducks on the pond. And 23 pitches thrown so far for Smith here in this first inning, so he's hoping to get a couple of quick ABs. So the next pitch to Van Horn, he's going to drop a bunt. This one going to get all the way to Smith, and he is going to take the play at home. So able to get the lead runner. McCrossan was going hard, but not able to make anything out of it.
All right, let's get this out here right here. Let's go.
So that will now bring up your 7-hole hitter, Tucker Davis. Tucker also going to be up on the mound for your Panthers tonight. 2 outs. Runner still all over. First pitch going to be hacked at and missed. He liked it in that high spot, just wasn't quite able to get around and get the contact to it. So 0-1 coming up here. Smith now going to come set. And makes good contact, ends up in the car area. No alarms. It's always the fun game is whenever there's a foul, we wait to see if there's alarms start blaring back. And I got to say, unfortunately, my truck is in foul alley tonight, so we're just going to have to see how it goes. 0-2 pitch, and that one's going to be high. So Tucker going to climb back in for one more. Delivery going to be well outside. Good job there by Mr. Davis to pull back. Evens things up 2-2 now. Again, still 2 outs, 1 run. Davis got a chance to put a couple of more insurance runs on here early in the first inning. And that one also going to be outside.
Man, I tell you what, something about these Mabank batters, they are patient as all get out, aren't they?
They are, absolutely. After going down 0-2, now all the way back at full. So Davis sets up here for the payoff pitch. And it's going to be smoked. Play going to be made over at short, and throw is accurate. So got good contact. Unfortunately, just ends up right where somebody is. That will be a ground out, and the end of the first inning. So 1-0 Mabank after 1 set of outs. We're going to go ahead and take a short break, and we'll come back right after this with the bottom of the first.
Hey Mom and Dad, what's one of the most overlooked safety features in a car? Everyone checks for seatbelts, turn signals, and airbags, but when's the last time you checked your son or daughter's tire tread? K&S Tires and 7 Points cares about your family's automotive safety and offers a full line of quality tires installed by a team of experts to help give you peace of mind as your loved ones drive to work, school, or run errands around town. Stop by K&S Tire today, just south of the light in 7 Points, and let them help keep your family safe on the roadways all year long. K&S Tires, great tires at wholesale prices.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
All right, back to it here. Cedar Creek Media again out in Van tonight. Your Panthers able to strike first, take a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Let's go ahead and set the defense here. So again, man on the bump is going to be number 4, Tucker Davis. Behind the plate, you got Matthew Ratley over at first. You got Ty Perkins, Cam Van Horn hanging out at second base. Gunnar McGilvra over at third, Maddox McCrossan at shortstop, Quade Green in left, Jackson Whitaker in center, and Gavin Foote hanging out in right field. And then for Van, let's see. So batting order is going to be Asher Hawkins, Grady Bates, Landon Smith, Braden Payton, Austin Stevenson, Raleigh Hinch, Connor McCurley, Andrew Flotter, Wyatt Dale.
Now back, number 2, Asher.
All right. So it'll be our first chance here at seeing the Vandals up to bat. Little side note here, JD, I don't know why, but for some reason the camera is focused on the netting. Would you like back it out and then you can zoom it back in and maybe it'll change its focus? There we go. Yeah, it was nothing you did. I think it just, between innings there, it might be something to watch out. So, all right, sorry about the programming note, folks, but, we're learning every day. So, all right, so Hawkins going to climb in here and see how effective he can be as the leadoff hitter, as the first pitch from Davis, going to catch the nice part of the plate. Starts out 0-1. Next delivery from Davis, going to hop in there. It's kind of a slower, more methodical pitching wind up there, I guess you would say. I was trying to think of the word. I couldn't think of the word there for a second. One pitch on the way. Going to bounce it. So we'll get things up to 2-1. Hawkins, the shortstop for these Vandals. trying to be productive in his first plate appearance here. 2-1 pitch, and that one going to be a little inside. Runs it up to 3-1. Tucker going to have to battle back a little bit here. 3-1 pitch. Oh, it's going to get away from Davis there. So that will be a 5-pitch walk and gives the Vandals their first base runner of the night. We'll bring up the center fielder, Grady Bates. Similar to Mabank in the fact that their lefty going to be batting in the 2-hole. Or at least their first lefty. I don't know if they have any more, but. So Davis going to be working from the stretch now. And low, Ratley tries to cut down, and that was just a good jump there. So Asher Hawkins able to get the steal, puts himself in scoring position as Van, again, looking to get back that run they gave up in the top of the first. So 1-0 here. And trying to steal again. I think that time Ratley, they called him safe. It was real close. But able to get in there. So Hawkins all the way around now, just sitting a few feet away from tying this thing up. And pitch, going to be a little low.
Get him in, G. Get him in. 3-0.
So 3-0 coming now. And going to be a little inside. Ball gets away, but runner does not come.
Now batting, number 12, Landon.
So that'll be another free pass, and that will now bring up the pitcher for the Vandals, Landon Smith. So normally when you're talking about a pitcher's duel, you know, it's just because they're both pitching. But this time, of course, in high school baseball, we do mean a pitcher's duel. Pitcher throwing against the other starter. Davis checks back over to first. So runners on the corners. Nobody out. Officially the first pitch in the AB here. And that's going to be smoked and lands fair. That is going to score two, as it's going to be a stand-up double for Landon Smith. He hit it hard, and it landed just inside the foul line, but just inside is plenty enough. So 2 RBI double, and Van now has their first lead of the night. Also going to bring up the 4-hole hitter, designated hitter, number 7, Braden Payton. Oh, excuse me, I thought it brought both runners home. I apologize. See, it just brought home the one. I do apologize about that. So even things up. Also got to adjust my score here. Yeah, I know my eyes are bad, but they're not that bad. I should have been able to see that. And that one going to be hit. McCrossan does a good job to scoop it up, throw it across, and good play. So the out going to be made as Perkins was able to corral it. But it does end up going down as a sacrifice, as the RBI will score. And now it is 2-0.
Yeah.
Or 2-1. 2-1, excuse me. 2-1. You know, most of the time when I make mistakes because I'm trying to write and talk at the same time. I need to learn to just do one or the other. So that is going to bring up the right fielder here, Austin Stevenson. Number 16 across his back. First pitch to him. I'm going to say just inside. Still got a man on second. 1-0 count here. And got a runner. Strike going to be called, but with the right-handed batter there, Ratley smartly just says, no reason to try and throw around if you're not in a good position. Sometimes those awkward throws end up in, left field, and then it turns into a real problem. So sometimes the best play is just to go ahead and eat that thing. All right, so chance to get back into this thing here. Runner hanging out on third, 1 out, 1-1 count, still hanging out in the bottom of the first. Again, after getting a lead in the top of the inning, Mabank now finds themselves down a run as that next pitch gonna find the corner there. It's just amazing nowadays, JD, to see these young guys and how well they frame. It's just become such an art in baseball. And not just because his dad's sitting 5 feet away from me, but really, Ratley is really good at that. Something he definitely good at. Drop third strike, going to be tossed over and out. I actually didn't see the strikeout call, so it ends up going down as a K for Austin Stevenson. So that will be the second out of the inning, and it will bring up a familiar name if you are a Mabank sports fan, Raleigh Hinch. Back in Mabank, whenever Van came to Mabank to play, my goodness, seemed like the kid could not miss all night. So there seems to be some discussion going on here. And it looks like they do come to the conclusion that Stevenson is out. So runner on third. Smith still hanging out on third after he had his big double. First pitch to Hinch, going to be a little low for a ball. Waiting on the 1-0 pitch here from Davis. And that one going to be hit high in the air. And going to be squeezed, so the play will be made out in center field by Jackson Whitaker. So good job by him to save another run. So after one full inning, 2-0, Van on top. We're going to take us a short break. We'll come back with the top of the second right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Parks Environmental Services, located on 405 West Mason Street, provides customer service-driven experience that counts. They offer erosion control services such as rock filter dams and retaining walls, soil stabilization services like hydro seeding and sodding, as well as construction services such as land clearing and subdivision maintenance. Call Parks Environmental Services, the erosion control specialist, at 214-693-8056. And for any forestry mulching needs, call Right-of-Way Land Clearing at the same number. Again, that's 214-693-8056. Parks Environmental Services, putting it down to protect your ground.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back to it here. Cedar Creek Media. Man who just made the play out in center field, going to climb in to take his first hacks of the night, Jackson Whitaker. Whitaker and Gavin Foote are the last two left through the first time of the order. All right, so Landon Smith still on the bump. First pitch. And going to be called a ball, just barely, if we're being honest with each other.
That was a close one.
Yeah, it wasn't off by much. Swung on and hit way up in the air and ends up bouncing off the street and back into I'm not sure if that's a vacant lot, but a lot none the same. So 1-1 now on the way from Smith, and going to give him the corner there. So 1-2. Whitaker going to have to find something good and protect the plate in the process. And he's going to smoke one, ends up out in left field and just kind of dies, unfortunately. Left fielder able to go over and make the play. That was Caden Alexander kind of drifting over to make the first out of the inning. We'll bring up the last man in the Panther order. That is, again, Gavin Foote, one of the Feet clan, as he takes a big swing and a miss at the first. Oh, 1 on the way. And going to give him that outside corner again. So 0-2. Foote going to have to protect the plate here. Smith got a lot of room to work with and going to use some of it for a ball there. 1-2 now the count. Next pitch, breaking ball. They're going to say a little low on entry. It's a pretty good job there by Dale framing it up, but is not given. So 2-2 now, and going to be swung on and missed by Foote. So that'll be, I believe, yes, the first strikeout for Smith, and that brings up the top of the order. And Gunnar McGilvra coming up for his second AB of the night. Big swing and a miss at the first pitch. Again, they're very disciplined, so they're seeing what they like, just not making contact right now are the Panthers. That next pitch is going to end up off the plate for a ball. 1-1 now on the way from Smith. Ooh, going to be high. Gilver had to kind of duck out of it. So again, Van up in this one, 2-1. 2 outs in the top of the first. Mabank trying to scratch that run back as this one's going to be hit well out to left field. Still going and gets down. And McGilvra still on the horse is going to be able to get to second, as that time ball just kept sailing. Ended up over the top of Alexander's head. He had a pretty good track on it, just not able to get quite back far enough. So that will be a stand-up double. And the first really well-hit ball we've seen for the Panthers here tonight. Keeps the top of the second going as well, and it will bring up the catcher, Mr. Matthew Ratley.
I'm really starting to hate this net over here.
I see it's a constant fight over there. The lefty awaits the first pitch here and going to swing at the first one he sees. Just a nice play made there by the second baseman. Not much else you can say as Connor McCurley just able to go to his left there and make a really nice play. So after 1.5, it is Van 2, Mabank 1. We're going to take us a short break. We'll come back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Kylie with Double K Photography will help you never forget all those special occasions, wedding and maternity photos, as well as family and senior portraits, just to name a few. With over 5 years of professional experience, Kylie can transform your wildest dreams into reality with pricing options available to fit every budget. Contact Kylie by email to book today at hello@doubleKphotography.studio or online at www.doubleKphotography.studio, where you can also see samples from Kylie's previous works and client testimonials. Double K Photography, a proud supporter of Mabank Athletics.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back to it here. Just ready to get the bottom half of the second inning going here. 3 men to go in the first time through the order here for the Vandals. First coming up to the plate is going to be number 8, Connor McCurley. He was the young man that just made that nice play there at second base to end the inning, or the half inning at least, for the Panthers. Still going to be the big man, Tucker Davis, out there on the bump for your Panthers. It looks like we're just about ready to get this half inning underway. The umpire going to clean off the dish, get it ready for dinner. You know, something so uniquely personal to each umpire, how they clean. Very slow, methodical style for this umpire. All right, first pitch going to be hit. McCrossin couldn't quite get in front of it. Gave a real nice effort. Was kind of playing closer to second base. Just wasn't quite able to get into the hole and make the pick. So McCurley going to end up on base off the first pitch he saw. That will bring up Andrew Flotter, the first baseman. First pitch going to be hit pretty much in the same spot. McCrossin couldn't get to it. It keeps rolling. Actually going to be cut off by the center fielder. Whitaker gets it into McCrossin. Will slow things down. So runners will have to hang out on the corners as Flotter moves, McCurley into scoring position. That'll bring up the catcher and the 9-hole hitter, Wyatt Dale. Nobody out, 2 on here in the bottom of the second. First pitch going to be high for a ball. I was kind of mesmerized there by Dale's approach here. His batting stance is very early 2000s, and as a early 2000s baseball lover, I'm right in my sweet spot there. I enjoy his approach here. Davis climbs back up on the mound here. I looked over for JD for reassurance, and then he didn't give it to me. I realized why, because he wasn't paying attention to baseball in the early 2000s. He was being born.
That's daggone right.
Next pitch is going to be low for another ball. Yeah, I looked over, and I was like, right? And you just kind of were like, yeah. Well,
I was still in diapers at that time, my friend.
You were still young. You were still real young. I'll give you that. Davis sets 2-0, going to be a breaking ball, and they're going to give him the strike. So just above the knee there. It was in a pretty good spot. 2-1. Again, runners hanging out on the corners. Next, it's going to offer at a bunt. And they do give him the strike, so there's a little bit of conversation back and forth.
All right, got a battle now. Let's go.
It evens things up. Dale trying to scratch across another insurance run here for the Vandals. Davis doing his best to hold him off. And breaking ball going to be a little off the plate. Fills things up 3-2. Dale awaits the payoff pitch. Davis gives a look over to first. Now comes set. Delivery going to be hit. McCrossan able to pick it or grab it for the out. Thought the runner was going to break for home, but smartly able to get back. So that will be the first out of the inning. Line out to the shortstop. Will bring up the leadoff man, Asher Hawkins. Reached on a walk in his first at-bat. Gonna see if he can keep the mojo going here. First pitch, gonna be a breaking ball. Kind of got away from Davis a little bit there, stayed high. So 1-0 now the count. It's Davis. Again comes set. Again delivers. This one going to be hit to McCrossan. Double play ball. 1-2. There you go.
Both.
That's the way to get out of the inning. So 6-4. Yeah, 6-4-3 double play. And that's how the second inning will end. So still just a 2-1 score. We're going to take another short break. Be right back right after this.
For nearly 30 years, Carrie Harris Satellite has been the Lake Area's trusted satellite and internet retailer by putting the customer and their needs first. And we here at Cedar Creek Media can attest to that. I'm JD Bird with Cedar Creek Media, and we're not just partners, we're customers of Carrie Harris Satellite, and can't recommend him and his friendly team highly enough. Stop by Carrie Harris Satellite in Athens today and ask how they can get you set up with Dish, Spectrum, Starlink, Boost Mobile, and more at 103 La Costa Street in Athens, or call 903-677-9522. Again, that's 903-677-9522.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back to it here. 2-1 going into the top of the third. Leading off the inning, going to be the 3-hole hitter, Mr. Max McCrossan. Started off that double play that ended the bottom of the second. Going to have an opportunity to try and help his Panthers get back into this one. So both teams, as we saw, put across runs in the first inning. Neither were able to find a run in the second. See if that pattern continues. The first pitch going to be smoked by McCross, but it ends up right in the hands of the shortstop there. Unfortunately, hit it right where Asher Hawkins was, and Hawkins does a good job to get the squeeze. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And that will bring up the 4-hole hitter, Mr. Quade Green. Last time Quade was up, he walked. First pitch to him, going to catch plate. 0-1. Well, now the 46th pitch, it's going to be a big breaking ball. Quade offered at it, just couldn't find it, and that After seeing those two pitches back to back, yeah, it's a tough look there. So 0-2. And going to be just off the plate. 1-2 now. The game against Lindale, we saw Quaid get a pretty good piece of a ball. Let's see if he can do it again. This time fouls one off. Good job of fighting back. Fighting off the off-speed pitch there. So it remains 1-2. Just the one out here, the top of the third. And Smith closing in on 50 pitches already. Pitch number 49. That's going to be tipped, but right back into the catcher's glove, so goes down the same way as a strikeout, excuse me. So that will be now the second of the ball game for Smith. That will bring up the first baseman, Ty Perkins. See, last time Perkins was up, he got an RBI off of that squeeze bunt. This time going to be hacking at the first pitch, catches a piece and ends up foul. Got nobody on this time, so going to be a different approach as we see. He's swinging. Oh, 0-1 pitch going to be offered at. Breaking ball seeming to find a little success. As I just heard Mr. Rick Ratley mention it, it's pretty much a fastball, curveball combo. As there's a curveball, and that one's going to get through. So Perkins going to fight through and get the 2-out single to keep the half inning going. That'll be his second single of the night, so now officially 2 for 2. We'll now bring up your second baseman, Mr. Cam Van Horn. Last time Cam was up when it bunted into a fielder's choice. Had a chance at scoring a run, but unfortunately just played well by Van, so it ends up going down as a fielder's choice for him. Perkins, I think, was maybe caught a little off guard there as Smith checked him back at first, but does a good job reacting quickly enough to be able to get back. So first pitch here to Van Horn as Perkins was running on a bounce, ends up in right center, and Perkins is going to be able to get all the way up to third. So 1-1, was able to get a little stingy and get 2. And that will now put a runner in scoring position for Van Horn, who really just needs any kind of hit with the speed that Perkins has to bring him in and tie this thing back up. So Smith sets for the 1-0. Delivers. That one's going to be hit foul. Ends up hitting off the top of the Mabank bus. Rolls back in this way. So Perkins just sitting a few feet away, looking for the opportunity to come in. Is that next pitch going to be off the mark? 2-1. Again, 2 outs here, so got to be selective in what you're swinging at. And that one going to be hit in the air, dying out towards right field, but able to step in and make the play there for the Vandals was Austin Stevenson. And that ends the threat for the Panthers. So after 2.5, Van still holding on to that lead. 2-1. We're going to take another short break. We'll come back right after this.
Jeff Van Horn and his team at Precision Spray Foam want to help you protect your investments and potentially lower your energy bill with a new layer of insulating spray foam for your home, barndominium, or metal building. Why choose Precision Spray Foam? Because they can help deter moisture, improve comfort and air quality, and provide extra strength to your building for years to come, all while being environmentally friendly and cost effective. Jeff and his team make installation a breeze and can retrofit for any need. Call Precision Spray Foam today at 903-880-6323. That's 903-880-6323 for your free estimate today. Precision Spray Foam, part of the Van Horn Construction family and proud supporter of Mabank Athletics.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
All right, back to it here. Taylor Honey, J.D. Bird, Cedar Creek Media. Happy to have you here with us tonight. Currently in the bottom of the third, Van nursing that one-run lead, 2-1. Leading off the bottom half of the inning here for the Vandals is going to be center fielder Grady Bates. Tucker Davis still working from the mound for your Panthers. First pitch, going to be a little low for Bates. 1-0 count. Next one going to be swung on and missed. Power pitch there from Tucker Davis, just able to get it past the center fielder there. So now things even up, 1-1. Davis only 27 pitches so far, so has only used half as many pitches. As that one going to be shot over right next to the Van dugout there. Turned into a game of hot foot over there for a second for the Vandals. So Davis, chance to, oh, nope, time going to be called here. Bates wanted another second to think things through. Dealing with that lefty-righty matchup. 1-2 on its way. Big breaking ball there. It's going to just fall a little below the strike zone. Evens things back up, 2-2. So Davis, another chance here. Try and put away the first batter he sees, and ooh, that one going to be just a little low.
That fills it all up there.
That it does. So Davis got to get one across the plate here if he doesn't want to lose them. And, ooh, they give him the free pass, so I guess just a little off from my position here. Looked pretty good, but kind of at an angle. So Van going to get the leadoff batter at the bottom of the third on. We'll bring up the pitcher, Landon Smith. He ripped an RBI double his first time at the plate. 1 on, no outs. Davis checked back over at first, now delivers, big cut. Smith was trying for it all right there. Didn't make contact, but if he did, that might have landed on top of Van High School. That was a big cut. So now Davis comes set again. Been having to work from the stretch most of the night. And now he's going to get somebody, or he's going to get him in a rundown and caught and out. So nicely done there, as Bates just wasn't quite ready for the check down over at first, and Davis going to be able to capitalize on it, erases that walk. So now 1 down, 0-1 count here. Mabank trying to keep this a 1-run ball game, as that one going to be hit well by Smith. It'll get down, but good play from the Mabank outfield there.
Now back,
Cuts it down, keeps it as a 1-base hit there. Excuse me, that was left fielder out there, Quade Green, able to step up in front, keep it from turning into trouble. So that will now bring up the designated hitter, Braden Payton. Payton last time on had a sacrifice turned into an RBI. Big cut, going to be missed there for the lefty. Man on first, 1 out for Payton here. Davis again climbs in, ready to deliver here. Comes set, going to check back over to first. By the way, there is a designated runner on for Smith. That's Easton Hinch that's out there running. That time for Payton. Took another hack at it, caught a piece, but does end up foul. So now down 0-2. Davis has just got the 1 strikeout so far tonight, looking to potentially add a second one to the stat sheet. So again, going to check back over at first, make sure Hinch is staying true. And that one going to be hit well out towards left field, but Green able to range over, make the play, and get the ball in quickly. So that will keep Hinch over at first, and it'll be 2 outs now in the bottom half of the inning. So Mabank finding a little rhythm here defensively in the bottom half of the inning. We'll now bring up number 16, Austin Stevenson, right fielder. I got to say, I appreciate his choice of walk-up music. Little Roger Allen Wade. Got a runner. Ratley going to try and pick him down.
Oh, man.
Man, that was really, really, really close. But I guess able to just beat the tag by a couple of inches there was Hinch, so good job by him digging it out.
Couldn't ask for a better throw from Ratley.
Yeah, I mean, especially with having to pick it up off the bounce and starting from a low position. That it's about as close as you can get without making the play. Again, yeah, his dad is one of my buddies, but I'm telling you, this kid is an excellent baseball player. Every credit I give him comes earned from on the field play. Next pitch is going to be low. That was a pitch out right there. That was Ratley. That. I don't know if that was McCrossen's plan or his, but that was 100% a Matt Ratley special right there, waiting to see if Hinch decided to try and go again. There has been precedent for that for Van. So Davis going to take a little extra time here. Stevenson called for timeout, stepped out, got himself readjusted. Now ready for the pitch. Davis going to check the runner back at second. They obviously respect Hinch's running ability. So Davis again, taking a little extra time. And that one going to get past Ratley. And 3-0 count now. So Stevenson going to have an opportunity to keep the inning going without having to do really any work here. Davis going to have to come back, battle back into this one. Got a good defense behind him, so he does okay. Just kind of throw it in there sometimes. And that one going to be grooved right down the middle. Good pitch there by Davis to get himself back into this. Now 3-1. Again, runner on third, 2 outs. And next pitch going to bounce in. Ratley corrals it, keeps the runner on third. Going to call for time. We'll bring up another one of the Hinches. This is Mr. Raleigh, third baseman for these Vandals. Let's see. Last time that Raleigh was up, he flew out to center field. So looking to add a notch to his totals here. But again, Davis got a real good chance to get out of this with no harm, no foul. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Lefty Hinch going to take the first pitch for a strike. Ratley playing no games with a runner on first. Keeping an eagle eye. Obviously does not like the way that Van's been running around. Is that one going to bounce? Ratley does a really good job to dig it out. I don't mean to keep mentioning, but, you know, sometimes in baseball you got to watch the game within the game. And right now that is definitely the game that is going on is Matt Ratley and these Van runners. So 1-1 pitch here. And going to catch the plate. So Davis puts himself back in the driver's seat here at 1-2. Runners now sitting at second and third. Payoff pitch coming up here for Davis. And going to bounce it, but was in a pretty good spot. Just got to get it maybe another foot or two. That might be strikeout city. But regardless, still a couple of pitches to work with here. 2-2. Hinch stands in. And that one, they're going to say just below the knees. Again, a pretty good spot. Hard for the hitter to lay off of, but Hinch just does a good job of laying off of it. Fills things up 3-2. And Davis this time going to work quick. Ball going to be hit. McCrossan scoops. Tosses. Oh! Throw was just a little wide. Perkins couldn't quite get over and get a clean snag on it. So it will be a reach on an error for Hinch, and it ends up turning into 2 runs scored. So Van doubles their point total here. Now 4-1. Still got one man on first. Up hitting now is Connor McCurley. Saw him make a real nice play out at second base earlier.
Hey, you've been hitting, McCurley. Let's go. Keep hitting.
Had a single back in the second inning as well. So Davis checks back at first. Now waits, and going to be a timeout called by McCurley. Wants an extra second to think things through. Now climbs back in. Davis again checked back over at first. Now comes set pitch. And they're going to say no swing. Good job there by McCurley, able to pull it back at the last second. And it looks like Coach McCrossan going to want a second to talk with his hurler here. Tell you what, while they're doing that, let's do this, JD. Let's hear from our great friends over at Golden Chick.
Golden Chick's new Golden Bowl is so big, it's a whole lot of yes and a whole lot of yum. So if you like big bowls, then we cannot lie. The new loaded mashed potato bowl is a whole lot of Golden Chick, a big bowl you can't deny.
And you know, JD, I don't need an excuse to talk about food, but if we are going to talk about Golden Chick, I do just want to remind everybody If you are looking for a new breakfast spot, you cannot do much better than over at Golden Chick. They got really good biscuits and gravy, that Farmerito burrito. I mean, if you're a hungry guy or a hungry gal, whatever, you're a hungry person, and you need yourself a nice, sustainable breakfast, definitely go there and check out that Farmerito. I'm sorry I don't have my sheet here. I can't remember right off the top of my head what the price is, but something cheap. It's like $6, something like that. So definitely go check that out. All right, back to action here. 2-0 pitch, and that one going to be fouled off by McCurley. So, as we said, McCrossan went out there, talked to Mr. Tucker. Seems to have worked, at least on that first pitch, as he threw one in a real good spot. 2 gone, 1 man on here in the bottom of the third. Van built more to their lead now, 4-1. That one going to bounce, and Ratley blocked it, but runner's still able to advance up to second. Yeah. So hitters count 3-1 here to McCurley. Next pitch going to be hit hard out towards center, and that will get back to the wall. That'll score 1 and be a stand-up double for McCurley. That one hopped off to the back of the wall and adds another insurance run for the Vandals. Score now 5-1, and it brings up Mr. Andrew Flotter. Flotter had a rocket of a single in his first at-bat. McCrossan comes out. Looks like he is going to take the ball from Mr. Davis, so going to have some substitutions around. Is it? Let's see. We'll tell you what. Let's take a little short break. We'll come back, let you know how everything is set right after this. Hey, Mom and Dad, what's one of the most overlooked safety features in a car? Everyone checks for seatbelts, turn signals, and airbags, but when's the last time you checked your son or daughter's tire tread? K&S Tires and 7 Points cares about your family's automotive safety and offers a full line of quality tires installed by a team of experts to help give you peace of mind as your loved ones drive to work, school, or run errands around town. Stop by K&S Tire today, just south of the light in 7 Points, and let them help keep your family safe on the roadways all year long. K&S Tires, great tires at wholesale prices.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
All right, JD, well, quickly coming back because Coach McCrossan just, he's a good guy. He knows I'm not the greatest. So he came over to double check. So I believe, again, want to make sure, or I hope I get this right, but Slade Beasley going to be moving out to left field. Cam Van Horn going to be moving over to third base. Quade Green going to be moving over to second base, and that moves who was your third baseman, Gunnar McGilvra, over to the bump. So McGilvra going to be climbing in here. Still going to have some work to do with a runner on second, 2 outs, and climbing into the box, the big first baseman, Andrew Flotter. We saw Flotter mash one. Ended up only going for a single, but it was hit well. The circumstances kind of turned it into a single. So we'll see what McGilvra brings to the mound here. First time getting to see him from the bump this year, with our eyes at least. As Ratley thought about trying to throw back behind McCurley over there. That is who is occupying second base. First pitch from Gunner was a ball. Lights. Oh, there we go. Somebody in the vehicle had lights on. So stop things down just a bit. That's a good job really by McGilvra to make sure he's got things set right for himself. As the next pitch going to be offered at and hit foul by Flotter. So again, McGilvra inheriting one base runner. So if he comes around to score, that is technically not on Gunner. As the next pitch going to be a breaking ball, ends up a little wide. And again, Ratley checking the runner back at second. Two-one now the count. McGilvra comes set. And that one going to be tapped. And Green going to charge, make the play over. And going to be out. Oh, yeah, that's one I missed. I apologize, as Tucker Davis also moved over to first base, so he is occupying first base. Ty Perkins is going to be the designated hitter, with Beasley being the odd man out of the lineup. So Flotter goes down on a little tap out there, and that is the way the bottom of the third will end. So Mabank's journey back into it got a little bit wider. 5-1 now the score. We're going to go ahead and take another break. We'll come right back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media. If I can find my mouse, there it is.
Parks Environmental Services, located on 405 West Mason Street, provides customer service-driven experience that counts. They offer erosion control services such as rock filter dams and retaining walls, soil stabilization services like hydro seeding and sodding, as well as construction services such as land clearing and subdivision maintenance. Call Parks Environmental Services, the erosion control specialist, at 214-693-8056. And for any forestry mulching needs, call Right-of-Way Land Clearing at the same number. Again, that's 214-693-8056. Parks Environmental Services, putting it down to protect your ground.
Timeout.
All right! Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, so ready to get back into the baseball action here. Top of the fourth, still Smith on the bump as first offering here for Davis. It's going to be fouled close to the derrick over there. Yeah, there's definitely not many high schools in Texas where you come and the oil derricks are hanging out. Right. So Davis offered at the second pitch there. That one also going to be tapped, foul. So quickly down 0-2. And after throwing 30 pitches to get through the first inning, now Smith only at 57 pitches. So he went from a high count to a rather low count to the point of where we are. Is the next one going to be called a ball. Next pitch here, going to be swung on, hit to third. Hinch has it, tosses over, and play going to be made at first. So that will be the first out of the inning. see. So that is going to bring up Jackson Whitaker. Jackson flew out to left field in his first at-bat. JD is thanking the good Lord for whoever invented baseball screens right now.
I saw that one in 3D.
Yeah, or else we might be headed to the hospital right now. 0-1. That one's going to be hammered out to left field, going to hang up in the air and be caught there. Caden Alexander able to get underneath it comfortably for the second out. That will be the second fly out to left field of the night now for Mr. Whitaker. We'll now bring up Mr. Gavin Foote, one half of the Foote clan, or at least the Panther Foote clan. First pitch going to be fouled back. Sounded like that hit pretty close off the handle there. Foote might got a little bit of a charge in the hand from that one. Old school, no gloves. Just noticing that, JD. Next pitch going to catch the corner of the plate. So now Foote, who was a strikeout victim in this first time up, going to have to battle to avoid the same fate here in the bottom, or excuse me, the top of the fourth. And that one going to be high, good eye. Hard to lay off, but the right decision there by Mr. Gavin. So 1-2 now. And that one going to be poked foul as well. And somebody's got a real nice silver Chevy over there. It's going to have a nice new dent in the side of the door.
Welcome to high school baseball.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Big breaker there, going to be cut on and missed, and that will be, unfortunately, the second time that Foote goes down swinging here tonight. So, all right, it is still 5-1 going into the bottom of the fourth. We're going to go ahead and take another short break, and we'll be right back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Kylie with Double K Photography will help you never forget all those special occasions, wedding and maternity photos, as well as family and senior portraits, just to name a few. With over 5 years of professional experience, Kylie can transform your wildest dreams into reality with pricing options available to fit every budget. Contact Kylie by email to book today at hello@doubleKphotography.studio or online at www.doubleKphotography.studio, where you can also see samples from Kylie's previous works and client testimonials. Double K Photography, a proud supporter of Mabank Athletics.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And back to the action here. Ready to get the bottom half of the fourth going. Looks like it is going to be the same defensive setting as we saw in the last half inning, or at least the final part of the last half inning. Let's see if I can't just find our softball scores. The ladies were hosting Brownsboro tonight. It's the first pitch going to be off the plate there for McGilvra. Working against the 9-hole hitter, Dale, the catcher. And that one going to be just a tad high. So 2-0. And that one going to be a little chin music there for McGilvra. Looks like right now, unfortunately, the Lady Panthers down 15-3. As that one will be grooved in by McGilvra. So having a rough time tonight, looks like, unfortunately, for the Lady Panthers. A game in the top of the 5th, as that will be a called strike. So Dale thought he had a free pass, but not quite.
Fills up the count. Big pitch incoming.
And that one will be hit way up in the air. Davis able to get underneath it and make the play. So great job by Tucker Davis. Able to concentrate, just moving over to first base when he came off the mound. But that thing was a mile in the air, and he was able to concentrate, as I said, bring it down. So will be the first out of the inning. It will bring up the leadoff hitter, number 2, Asher Hawkins, the shortstop. One down, nobody on here for McGilvra, working out of the windup. First pitch. It's a bit outside and ends up skipping past, but with nobody on, no harm, no foul. McGilvra sets. 1-0 pitch now on the way. Again, a little high, a little inside. Now Hawkins back in, ready to hit. 2-0 pitch on the way. And that one going to catch. Yeah, that was a good spot right there. After seeing that inside high pitch, got the batter's eye kind of changed, going a little lower and outside there. Now here's the 2-1, and that one going to be swung on. And ends up almost splashing right onto the old Derek there. Wonder if that's ever happened here. Just bang one straight off of it there. Even things up 2-2. Again, the 1 out already. And it'll skip through. Fill things up at 3-2. So payoff pitch incoming here for McGilvra, and he's going to quickly go to it, and that's going to be a little high. So that will be a free pass. Second of the night for Hawkins. 2 walks, and then he hit into that 6-4-3 double play that ended the second inning. So wouldn't exactly call it feast or famine, but it's either been good or real bad so far for Hawkins. Brings up the 2-hole hitter, Bates. McGilvra checked back over at first before making his first pitch over to Mr. Grady Bates. Going to check back over again. That time gets away from Davis and going to be an extra base. As Hawkins able to take the free pass and move right on up. So now going to be in scoring position. All right, still nothing. And big jump, and Ratley has a chance. And
my goodness.
Man. That was, again, really, really close. As the runner there took off before McGilvra really got into the delivery. Ratley, I mean, made that way closer than he had any reasonable chance to make. So Bates has been in the box for a while, but still only seen the 1 pitch. Now number 2 on the way, and they're going to give it to McGilvra there. It was a little high, a little inside, but obviously not high and inside enough for the ball call. So 1-1 now. And drops a bunt, ends up rolling foul. Good heads-up play there by Cam Van Horn, realizing that probably didn't have to play it first and that ball was trickling. So just wisely lets it roll, foul. So have to come back and do it all again. And now be 2 strikes on the young center fielder. So Bates back in, McGilver set. 1-2 is the count, and that one going to be hit way up in the air. Whitaker tracking and makes the play. Going to have to get it in quickly, and it was a really good throw. Just unfortunately there, just a little too fast there is the shortstop there, Asher Hawkins, able to come around and score that run. So we'll go down as a sac fly and an RBI for Bates, and it will bring up, number 12, Landon Smith, who again has been doing all the work from the mound for the Vandals so far. 6-1 advantage now for the Vandals as Ratley, eats that one off the wrist. He's trying to scoot over and make the play. But yeah, that time looked like it just got a little inside and got a piece of the wrist, and looks like Rat just wanting to take a little opportunity, take it out, deliver it to his pitcher, say maybe one thing, and maybe let that wrist stop smarting for a half a second. So 1-0. Nobody on, 2 out. And outside part of the plate for a strike there on the hard ball. Smith has been productive from the plate so far tonight. RBI double and a single. And that one going to be a little off the plate for another ball. 2-1 now the count. Gilbert comes set. Fires it in. Got a pitch. Yeah, just blew one right by Smith there. So evens things back up. 2-2. Chance to get out of the inning here with minimal damage. McGilvra looks at his sign, waits, comes set, fires. Gave him the big hook there. Just couldn't quite get it to a spot he wanted. And a good job by Smith to lay off of it.
Fills out the count there. Big pitch on the way.
McGilvra going to take a little extra second to think about it now. Set. And fouled. Way up in the air. I heard it hit grass that time. So going to have to set and do it again here. Smith doing a good job battling here. Another 3-2 pitch now on the way, and that's going to be a little low, so lost him there. That will be a free pass for the pitcher, Landon Smith. And it will bring up number 7, Braden Payton, designated hitter for this squad. Last time he was up, he hit a hot shot out to left field, but was caught by Quade Green.
Easton Hinch once again going to come in to do the running there.
Good catch. Thank you, sir. Of course, defensive set has changed a little bit. Green now over at second base. His first offering is fouled back. Now, in case you missed the updates, you got Tucker Davis over at first, Quade Green at second. Got Cam Van Horn at third and Slade Beasley out in left field. And, of course, Gunnar McGilvra out on the bump. 0-1. That one going to be a bit high. So evens things up at 1-1 on the lefty. Got a runner. Ratley has a chance, and that time got him. Cut down Hinch as he was trying to get to second, and that is a way to get out of the inning. So Van able to scratch across one more insurance run, 6-1. We're going to go ahead and take a short break, and we'll see what the Panthers can do about it right after this.
For nearly 30 years, Carrie Harris Satellite has been the Lake area's trusted satellite and internet retailer by putting the customer and their needs first. And we here at Cedar Creek Media can attest to that. I'm JD Bird with Cedar Creek Media, and we're not just partners, we're customers of Carrie Harris Satellite, and can't recommend him and his friendly team highly enough. Stop by Carrie Harris Satellite in Athens today and ask how they can get you set up with Dish, Spectrum, Starlink, Boost Mobile, and more at 103 La Costa Street in Athens, or call 903-677-9522. Again, that's 903-677-9522.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, so here we go, ready to get the fifth inning going here. It's going to be the man currently occupying the bump for your Panthers, Mr. Gunnar McGilvra, hitting in the leadoff spot, and he will be leading off the inning. So far for Mr. McGilvra, 1 for 1 officially. Got a walk in the top of the first, hit a double in the top of the second. Third chance to see Smith from the mound. Smith at 69 pitches. So first offering going to be low here to Gunnar. Next one also going to be a little low, maybe a little off the plate as well. It's 2 balls, no strikes, and make that 3. McGilvra now going to have free reign to find something he likes. And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk. As McGilvra never even really got the bat off the shoulder. That will bring up the 2-hole hitter, the catcher, the old Matt Rat. Getting lone lefty here in the Mabank lineup tonight. First pitch going to be smoked. It ends up right at the second baseman. 1 and 2. So they're going to be able to turn the 6-4-3 double play. That erases the base runners. 2 outs now in the top of the inning. And we'll bring up Maddox McCrossan. Of course, that name sounds familiar. He's not the only McCrossan part of this team. His father just so happens to be the coach. Started off with the ball, now waiting on the next pitch. He's going to hit that one out to left center, but right at a Vandal. So the Panthers will go down rather quietly here in the top of the 5th, 6-1. Vandals still leading. We're going to go ahead and take another short break, and we'll be right back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Jeff Van Horn and his team at Precision Spray Foam want to help you protect your investments and potentially lower your energy bill with a new layer of insulating spray foam for your home, barndominium, or metal building. Why choose Precision Spray Foam? Because they can help deter moisture, improve comfort and air quality, and provide extra strength to your building for years to come, all while being environmentally friendly and cost effective. Jeff and his team make installation a breeze and can retrofit for any need. Call Precision Spray Foam today at 903-880-6323. That's 903-880-6323 for your free estimate today. Precision Spray Foam, part of the Van Horn Construction family and proud supporter of Mabank Athletics.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
All right, ready to get the bottom half of the fifth going here. Van again hanging on to a 6-1 lead. Gunnar McGilver still going to be out on the bump. Looks like the defense will stay the same, set behind him. It's going to be, Braden Payton stepping back in. He was in the box, but Easton Hinch was caught stealing to end the inning, so Peyton going to climb back in and start all the way back over as he takes first pitch high and outside for a ball. One 1-0 pitch, going to get a little inside, had a little elevation to it as well, so 2-0 now to Peyton. And tapped. Quade Green kind of had it bounce away from him, but able to recover in time and get the ball over. So it was a good job by Green just to stay with it and able to make the play. So it'll be one down, nobody on, and it will bring up the right fielder, Austin Stevenson. Stevenson so far tonight struck out, but then walked and came around to score a run. First pitch going to be high for a ball. So starting out, Stevenson with the ball. That one a little outside. Taking a little time here. Raleigh Hinch had to come and clear the ball out of the way. Now right to it. Ooh, excuse me. And hit just barely foul there. Put a pretty good swing into it. The ball ended up, I'd say, about 3 or 4 feet to the outside of that first base line. So will now be 2-1. It looks like McGilver going to request a new, he had 2 balls, so. So 2-1 here. 1 out, nobody on. That one's going to be hit well and get through the gap there between short and second base, and that will be a C&I single for Stevenson, and that will be his first official hit of the ball game. Now officially 1 for 2, but again did have that walk and came around to score a run. We'll now bring up the 6-hole hitter, number 6, Raleigh Hinch.
Tell you what, this camera really does not like looking at the first base tonight.
First pitch to Hinch, going to be high for a ball.
flew out to center field in the first and then reached on an error. So far tonight for Hinch, so officially 0 for 2, but has had some offensive production when he reached, like I said, on that error. Ended up resulting in some runs as well. .2-0 pitch as McGilver comes set, and that one's going to be a hot shot down the first base line. It is going to roll all the way back to the wall and will be a 2-run triple for Raleigh Hinch as he's able to get on his horse, get around all the way and score. So that will be 2 more runs. And that'll be, I believe, the first triple we've seen this year, baseball or softball.
Yeah, he smoked that one.
Yeah, and it was really just he put it in the exact right spot as well, so that extra roll and the time it took to get over there for, the right fielder, Gavin Foote, it just doesn't work out well for your Panthers. It tacks on another run. So we'll now be 7-1. It looks like we are going to have some more movement here from the Panthers. To see Green, looks like he's going to be heading out towards the outfield. And it looks like you are going to have center fielder Jackson Whitaker move in to the pitching spot. So while he warms up, let's go ahead and take another break, JD, and we'll come back and let all you folks know about everything right after this.
Parks Environmental Services, located on 405 West Mason Street, provides customer service-driven experience that counts. They offer erosion control services such as rock filter dams and retaining walls, soil stabilization services like hydro seeding and sodding, as well as construction services such as land clearing and subdivision maintenance. Call Parks Environmental Services, the erosion control specialist, at 214-693-8056. And for any forestry mulching needs, call Right-of-Way Land Clearing at the same number. Again, that's 214-693-8056. Parks Environmental Services, putting it down to protect your ground.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Golden Chick's new Golden Bowl is so big, it's a whole lot of yes and a whole lot of yum. So if you like big bowls, then we cannot lie. The new loaded mashed potato bowl is a whole lot of Golden Chick, a big bowl you can't deny.
All right, back to it here. So again, got Jackson Whitaker up on the bump now. He will take over the pitching duties. As first pitch, going to be just a bit outside. I'm trying to get a view. All right, looks like so McGilvra going to move back over to third. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like Van Horn is now, yes, so that is Van Horn now occupying second, and Green back out to the outfield. So 1-0 here. Ooh, and that one is going to come inside and hit McCurley. So first batter faced will be a hit by pitch for Whitaker. We'll bring up the first baseman, Andrew Flotter. So far has hit a single and grounded out in his first 2 at-bats. Has the opportunity to tack on an RBI to his set with the man sitting on third base. Got another guy hanging out on first.
Flotter with a very nonchalant batting approach as he's going to take a big cut at the first thing he sees. Ends up foul. And I tell you, that is quite the size difference there as you look at Andrew Flotter and Jackson Whitaker.
Yeah.
I don't think Whitaker's taller than Flotter while standing on the mound. If I remember right from whenever from basketball season, I want to say Flotter's like 6'4" or something like that. As he actually gets a bunt that was close to his face, and McGilvra tried for a nice play. It was really looked pretty smooth. Ball just sailed a little bit, and somehow the mistake for Andrew Flotter turns into an RBI single on a bunted ball. Again, that ended up, I mean, if he didn't get or bat on the ball, he probably is wearing that on the face. Yeah. But does a good job protecting himself and somehow is able to squeeze a run out of it for his guys. So another insurance run now makes it 8-1. And the catcher, Wyatt Dale, up to bat now. Still got runners at first and second. So the first pitch is going to be a little off the outside for ball one. So far tonight, Dale is lined out to shortstop and flew out to first base. As there's going to be, looks like, another pitching change. Coach McCrossin is not necessarily loving what he's seeing from out on the mound so far. So going to be a few more changes, it looks like, here. As that is, excuse me, I believe that's Slade Beasley, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so Slade Beasley, it looks like, is going to come in from the outfield and take over on the mound. So while they give him a second to warm up, let's go ahead and take a second to warm you up to a couple of our good friends that help sponsor the program. So we'll be right back right after this.
Hey, Mom and Dad, what's one of the most overlooked safety features in a car? Everyone checks for seatbelts, turn signals, and airbags, but when's the last time you checked your son or daughter's tire tread? K&S Tires and 7 Points cares about your family's automotive safety and offers a full line of quality tires installed by a team of experts to help give you peace of mind as your loved ones drive to work, school, or run errands around town. Stop by K&S Tire today, just south of the light in 7 Points, and let them help keep your family safe on the roadways all year long. K&S Tires, great tires at wholesale prices.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
Golden Chick's new Golden Bowl is so big, it's a whole lot of yes and a whole lot of yum. So if you like big bowls, and we cannot lie, the new loaded mashed potato bowl is a whole lot of Golden Chick, a big bowl you can't deny.
All right, so back here it is the bottom of the sixth. Mabank gonna have to do some work here and get on the horse to do it. Down 8-1. Got Slade Beasley now out on the mound.
Hate to break it to you, but it is bottom of the fifth.
Bottom of the fifth, excuse me. I apologize. Yeah, I've got 5 innings worth of stuff up there, so you know how your mind works.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
It is the bottom of the fifth. Good correction there, JD. Again, this is why we pay you the big bucks. People only knew how false that was. So Still Dale up in the batter's box is the big high overhand delivery for Beasley. Doesn't get down quite high or far enough. So now 3-0 for Dale and a good hitter's count. And that one going to be a free pass. So that'll be another walk surrendered here by the Panthers. That will be the first time on base tonight for Dale. And it will bring up the leadoff hitter here, number 2, Asher Hawkins.
Fill up the bases, too.
Yes, oh, yeah, good call, yeah. So far, Hawkins has reached twice on walks, but hit it to a double play as well.
Good first pitch right there by Mr. Beasley.
Yes, sir. I agree. Again, so much of pitching is being able to get batters' eye levels in different spots. Is this one going to be hit to the outfield and just die? Will end up being a
just the one
RBI. Yeah, one RBI double because we had the bases loaded. I was seeing the next batter, Mr. Bates, walking up. That's what threw me off there for a second. But so, yeah, RBI single. Again, it was way high in the air and then just quickly died down. Fell down right in front of the center fielder, Whitaker, there. As first pitch now to Bates is going to be called a ball. So a little off the plate. Still got ducks all over the pond here, 1-0. And that one's going to be low. Great pick there by Ratley. So we know these Vandals like to run. So that ball gets past, you're probably looking at another run there. 2-0 pitch on the way, and that one's going to be swung on and missed by Bates. Bates reaching on a couple of walks, but had a sac fly last time out, so officially no at-bat tonight, but does have an RBI. 3-1 now the count. Might have a chance for another easy RBI as he's going to offer at that one. Does go foul, flies back onto the road. It's always fun to see hard foul balls hit concrete and see how far they go flying. So 3-2 payoff pitch here. And it's going to be a walk. So umpire took a second to think about it, but it will be a walk and an RBI.
Number 12, Landon Smith.
And that will bring up the pitcher, Landon Smith, and he will be the last batter of the this order, of this go through. Almost batting through now are the Vandals. It's going to be a bit of a talk here. Of course, now Mabank kind of having to play tough, try and extend this game out. And quite possibly the best hitter for Van up now is Landon Smith. Takes the first one high for a ball. So far, Smith has got a RBI double, a single, and a walk. So been very effective so far from the plate. Took a big cut at that one, but ends up foul.
Mr. Smith, of course, still out there pitching for Van.
Yes, and he's, again, after throwing 30 pitches in the first inning, only 75 to get through where he's at, as he's going to smoke one. That'll get down in front of Whitaker, and that will be another RBI single, and that will be a walk-off for Landon Smith, who has a complete game and ends up getting the walk-off hit. So if you're going to give anybody a game ball tonight, of course, We are Mabank, folks, but if you're going to give somebody the game ball, got to give it to that kid.
Oh, yeah.
Tough. 1 run scored, that coming in the first inning. Again, 30 pitches through 1 inning. Ended up only needing 75, 76 to get through the game. It was a hard-fought. I mean, your Panthers, you got to be proud of them. They fought hard. They kind of kept going. Unfortunately, the dam just kind of broke there at the end, there in the 5th inning. So Van able to scratch across that needed run to be able to end this thing a little bit early and get the run rule. So, again, this is kind of a soft run rule game. I mean, obviously, Van did what they needed to do and decisively won this game here tonight. But, you didn't get beat 25-0 or anything like that. It was a soft run rule. So, again, not exactly thrilled with the way things went. You got to be pretty happy with your defense through 4 innings, but you got to find something to kind of liven up the bats a little bit. Maybe, and again, you saw a couple of different guys out on the bump here tonight. Pitching is just one of those things, man. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off, and obviously tonight we just saw a team that was a little bit off from the mound. So if I know Coach McCrossin, they're going to be going right back to the lab, going to practice, getting set and ready. And don't forget, they got this team again in a couple of nights. They'll be at our house as well. So on Friday night, we will see these same Van Vandals, but this time we'll be at Mabank. So maybe the home field advantage will do a little something for us.
Never know.
All right, well, we are plugged into the Van concession stand, and they have been really, really nice to keep it open for us as they are trying to close down and go home. So we're going to have to go ahead and run out of here quickly, but we do appreciate you all being here tonight. Unfortunately, does not go the way of our Panthers, but either way, it's always a good night when you get to watch some Panther athletics. So
Absolutely.
Final from Van here tonight, 11-1. Again, we'll be back on Friday as we host the Vandals at our house at the bank. Hope to see you there. If not, you can catch us right here on YouTube again. So I'm Taylor Honey.
I'm J.D. Bird.
We're Cedar Creek Media, and we'll see you next time.
This concludes tonight's broadcast on Cedar Creek Media. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us again soon.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.